Oh, it's hot here. Holy shit, bananas. Okay, apparently we are back. Apparently we are back. Can we retry chat, please? May I simply see chat? Yes. Okay, chat, welcome back. Wow. I just checked the reports on isitdown.com. Our internet service provider just took a huge crap all across Canada. Wow. I've never seen such a huge outage and so quickly resolved. Well, was it quick? I feel like I've been gone for an hour. That actually took a while. Okay. Looks like the rocket is ready to rocket. There's not enough space for anything else in here. But as soon as we start driving, we'll have lots of firearms. Oh, that means we're also flooded with goods. That's so funny. That's fine. Completely allowed. Let's drive. Send this thing all the way back to gleba. Let's go. Oh. Full. Totally full. Completely full. Not even close. Buffered as heck. And power grid is not demanding. Accumulator charge is solid. Oh, back to the platform. Oh, it's easy to flip maps. Oops. Okay, we're about halfway to gleba. What happens when I turn off the rockets here? Do we start falling towards gleba? We're still going. Speed 21. Okay, we are reversing course. We are reversing course. Nope. Nope, we're steady at 10 kilometers a second. Interesting. That was a weird behavior. And now the game is just kind of capping us at 10 kilometers a second, but we are falling to gleba for free. Yeah, let's reduce this bullet buffer. Just too many bullets. Okay, this is very slow through space, and if we turn on the thrusters here, we go from 10 to, look, 60, 70, 75, 78. Heck of a lot faster. Let's go, gleba. Let's go. One shuttle full of goods. Okay, now we're getting closer to the surface. What happens if we turn off the thrust? I assume we decline to 10 kilometers a second and stable. And 10? Yep, and then it stops at 10. Interesting. Yeah, and let's disable. Oops. Let's not keep so much iron ore. $50, or even more, more convenient to make sure we're not using up the stack. 49. Same with the carbon, 49. Ice, not so much. We need ice. But that'll help processing quite a lot. Okay, and we are stopped at gleba. Let's go. Let's launch some pods. First pod to launch? The cargo pod. This guy, cargo landing pod. Boom. Now, I know we've sent a lot of things down to the surface of gleba, but I promise this one will make the rest really simple. Here it is. One cargo landing pad, sir. So we'll just grab that cargo landing pad out of our inventory. And all the things that land here on the planet will come here. Nice. So we'll just head back to the platform here. Send the inserters, send the poles. Send, oh, the electricals. Bunch of iron. Looks great. Storage tanks? I'm not sure we need to bring storage tanks to the surface of gleba. We could bring them. Plenty of tanks here. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much all the precious goods. We could drop some splitters, sure. And the long inserters, why not? Alright, and then we can just turn this ship right around. Send it right on back to Novis. See you later. Well, you know what, honestly? Yeah, hold on a sec. Let's skyrocket back to Gleba here for a hot sec. Just to unload extra goods here. Seriously, we have everything we need. We're about to go back. We don't need anything extra. Let's leave all the goods here now. Sure, carbon, ice, why not? Nice, stopped at Gleba. See you later, guys. Yeah, some ice, iron ore, sure, just whatever we've got. Bullets, why not? Send them. Alright, let's get out of here. Back to Novis. Boom. See you later. Okay, we've tossed a lot of goods, so presumably there's room for processing. We're about to find out. Yeah, there's certainly lots of space for processing here. A brave new world. So is there any way for us to automatically stop at the next place? Add an interrupt. What's the interrupt? No interrupts found. Edit interrupt. Add an interrupt condition. Oh, all requests are satisfied. Targets. Add station. Novis? Add wait condition. Until all requests are satisfied. Allow interrupting other interrupts. Well, I don't really get it, but... I see, and so temporary, until all requests are satisfied. That's kind of fun. Does it just pop back to Gleba when we're finished? We'll see, I guess. And I'd pretty much fill up the machine with all the same items. I don't think there's anything wrong with the requests we asked for here. We'll talk about green circuits later. But everything else seems good. Dudes, this is sick. Look at that. And then we're turning around right away. Tons of fuel here. Tons of fuel. Okay, Gleba's got some issues, but there's no need for that. Should be lots of accumulators. There are. Are there logistics chests here? No, let's make sure we add that to the requests on the Alpha platform. Storage chests. Provider chests. This seems eerily familiar, honestly. Did we not do this? Just a couple. Just a couple chests. Alright, we respect our provider chests. Do we have more useful bars than this? Let's see. This is a pretty vestigial bar. But something with an electric pole. This is a nice bar. Here we go. Alright, Robo Buddies. There's all kinds of goodies here. Should we filter? Let's just whitelist things. Here's some things you love. Belts. And splitters. And underground belts. And poles. Nice. Okay, and we're going to do accumulators. And... oh yeah, roboports. Let's get this meta. Accumulators. Let's see here. Roboports. Who else needs to be provided for? The network themselves, provider chests. It's going to turn into a lot of things, isn't it? What if we just blacklist this one? Okay, no bullets. No bullets. Circuits? Probably no circuits. You generally don't need green circuits. Definitely don't need carbon. Definitely don't need iron. Well, do you not need iron? You probably don't need iron. Ice. I definitely don't need ice. Iron ore. Okay. Let's say blacklist didn't really work. Okay, let's take a look at Alpha Platform. Did it stop at Novice? It absolutely did, and it is waiting for its request to be satisfied. Oh, which is happening. Okay, we've added the requests we need. Storage chest, passive provider chest, requester chests. I'm not sure we need another 50 logistics robots. Let's toss that request. Okay, and we do need to purge the innards. Okay. Yeah, like there's lots of things I would provide here. These, pipes, storage tanks, awesome. Logistics robots are going to get used. It's just big basic goods I don't need, like carbon. Like honestly, we do need some iron. You do to build. You do. Specialized circuits, I guess I'll carry those around, but it might feel a little unnecessary. Okay, nice. And now let's take a look at these provider chests. It's literally just 2 that we've got. Wow, look at that. 3 stacks of assembling machines. Love that. 2 stacks of drills. 1.5 stacks of furnaces. Ooh, ritzy. A chemical plant. Are we going to need chemical plants? No, I think we do biochemical engineering. Okay, lots of arms. Plenty of poles. We didn't bring any underground pipes at all. Truth be told. Okay, good. We've got a passive provider chest. These little buddies should be taking care of the rest. Great. Great job. It's working. Finally, it's working. Repair packs, for sure. Yeah, honestly, the solar panels, I guess, like, I'm not going to be building these by hand anymore. That is not on the table. Let's load these logistics robots into one of our roboports. Now, construction roboports, let's keep some of those. Just enough for our, let's see, 2 roboports. That's 20 we need. Great. Nice. And our power's excellent on our suit. I never really think about that, but we came to Gleba with a huge, fancy suit. It's a huge advantage to start out. All right, great work, everybody. Back to work. As we said, the biochamber will need the nutrients from bioflux. Bioflux comes from a biochamber, which is fed by these things. So obviously we'll be able to get this reaction started, but we want to make sure that those nutrients come through the minute that bioflux is available, right? And the moment the nutrients spoil, we want to pull the spoiled nutrients off, pull the spoilage off. Just think about that. Pulling the spoilage off of every part of the system. I just don't know what it looks like yet, but assume that we're just pulling it onto dedicated lines. Assume it. Keep it simple. And what's this heating tower all about, right? What's the heating tower all about? Heating tower. Heating tower. Can't I just F to get things into the Effectorpedia, or is it Alt F? Control F? No. Alt left click an object. There we go. Okay, in this case that doesn't really work because I haven't built any, but... Towers. Heating tower. The heating tower generates heat from chemical fuels with very high efficiency. It does not stop burning when at maximum temperature. It passes the heat to connected heat pipes, which can be used for steam power or to prevent freezing. Got it. And so we could toss all the spoilage into the fire, right? And we could just burn it. Just burn all the spoilage. I mean, we could also take spoilage and turn it into nutrients, but doesn't that happen at a loss? We could take spoilage and turn it into carbon and burn it, but then we're just burning spoilage again. We should just we're burning spoilage. That's correct. Nutrients from spoilage. 10 spoilage. Oh, and I see. And it's very spoiled. It's very spoiled. Yeah, that's the answer, right? And you can do that inside of a biochamber. Whoa, I see. The base productivity on the biochamber is 50%. It just says it right there. Wow. Wow, that's why we use biochambers. The new crafting table. Still stopped at Novius. How's that going? We are loading up on items. Auto request missing construction materials. Not necessary. We are satisfying requests, are we not? Looks like nothing's been sent to the rocket yet. Why is that? Lots of unfilled requests. If I pause the thrust, will it start launching things? Oh no, it's just sending... Oh no, it's working. It's sending transport belts. My bad. Yeah, it only sends one stack at a time, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's working. It's working. Great. Great, we've got our little thing going on here. Making a ton of landfill. So can we just use the heating tower to burn all of the spoilage? Is that the goal? Or do we use biochambers to make the spoilage into nutrients? Right? And if that's the, like, I'm not sure which is better, but clearly we need nutrients. We don't need a heating tower to burn. But if we don't process that spoilage fast enough into nutrients, then our system will back up, right? But I don't think this is an issue. I think that, like, maybe even if we have 2 or 3. Here, hold on a sec. Because even these chambers will generate spoilage, right? Even these chambers will generate spoilage. Yeah, imagine that we map all the spoilage here. Oh man, that's gonna be so much spoilage though. Let's see here, spoilage. Let's just say that spoilage comes to one central place, let's say. Too many of these dots. Let's just remove some of these points. Remove waypoint. Remove waypoint. Nice. Okay, fixed. So this is all spoilage. And let's denote spoilage in our diagram with kind of a distinct line as well. Spoilage is the brown stuff. Brown, yellow. And spoilage is going to come off of every chamber, right? Every biochamber. We need to change the shape. Edit shape. Is it easy to change the shape? Not necessarily. Biochamber, bioflux. And bioflux is really at the core of all the power. Because bioflux produces the nutrients. There we go. Remove a waypoint or two here. Sickening. Oops. Oh, it's way too easy to draw arrows in this program. Okay, looking good as heck. They do all respond. Except for the red arrow. Nice. So, spoilage coming out of every one of these lines. Let's see if we get another spoilage line here. Also spoilage. Can I just paste style? There we go. And who else is going to get spoilage? Well, there's two more sources up here. Both biochambers, one for Yamato mash and one for jellies. So let's just grab another arrow here for all the spoilage. Great. Okay. Let's paste the style on this spoilage line. And on this one, spoilage. Great. Okay, so as long as all the spoilage comes out of the system, and I think that's just 4 biochambers worth, then we can make nutrients out of it. And let's just say nutrients go right back into the same nutrient pipeline that forms the biochamber in the first place. Look, I can see a natural unfolding of the geometry here. Take a look at this. Look at this. This is obviously correct. I mean, it's unfortunate the way the arrows are drawn, but look at that. We'll just fix this. Oh, yeah, perfect. Remove a waypoint or two here. There we go. Okay, look at that. And, who's this exactly? There we go. Nutrients flowing from this biochamber. See, that's what's confusing. This biochamber also needs nutrients to get started, to create nutrients from bioflux, if I'm not mistaken. If I am not mistaken. Yeah, and I can see a natural geometry coming out of this process here. Spoilage needs to get to a belt somewhere here, and then this facility of biochambers needs to take all that spoilage and manage it, whatever that looks like. And then the resulting product here, which is nutrients, spoilage to nutrients, okay. At a loss, unfortunately, but at least it does something. That pushes nutrients back into the flow. So I imagine that there's kind of like two belts here, one for spoilage coming out and one for nutrients going into these chambers. And that there's an order of precedence. What's happening? Something is breaking down. Whoa, what are robo-buddies doing out here? What are robo-buddies doing out here for real? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? What's going on, little suicidal buddies? Whoa, and what's your goal, though? You're just distributing yourselves? Okay, interesting. You're just intelligently distributing yourselves. So that's just going to happen sometimes, eh? That's a little unfortunate, isn't it? Can we help that by adding extra waypoints for the robots up here? Just to help them out. Whew, yeah, that's tricky. Look at this crazy network. We did it. There's still one isolated component that doesn't get any support, but seems like it hasn't been attacked either, so we're kind of okay right now. Whew, this was the place making me nervous, so honestly, I feel great that we're covered. And if extra lasers are needed, we just pop them up. And an order gets put in 100 miles away. And some laser turrets get picked up. This place is amazing. I love this factory. This old factory. And what kind of shape is this exactly? Maybe an octopus crab? This looks like, you know, here on the left-hand side, this is kind of a hand. And here's a hand. These are like legs, you know? And maybe this is like a thorax. Maybe it's like an ant crab thorax creature. Okay, space platform looking very profitable. Fully stocked on fuels. Requests fulfilling. Indeed, requests continuously fulfilling here. With who knows what next. Looks like it is electric poles. Great, no cause for concern there. Back to the planning phase. I feel like we just need, yeah, 2 belts, one with spoilage, one with nutrients, and kind of a merger of nutrients from the low efficiency method, which is biochambers making spoilage into nutrients. That's very low efficiency, and it comes out already spoiled. And then merging this output with the nutrients from bioflux when that becomes available. And what's the priority for when we do things here? Like, obviously making nutrients from bioflux. We would always do that, right? But bioflux is stable. Let me just think. If there's spoilage, we should use the spoilage as nutrients, right? So priority is these biochambers, spoilage as priority. Maybe we use colors here, or we even arrange the machines in order from top to bottom. There's other ways to look at this too. If you wanted to look at it from a production point of view, you could say we're going to run an agricultural operation here where seeds come through on. Let's just change the color of these. Where seeds come through on these belts. Oh, that isn't very visible, is it? Electric green, please. Super electric green, maybe. There we go, a little better. We could run an agricultural operation and think, how do we sustain the production of that agricultural operation? Or at least be able to process all of its outputs. In which case you prioritize these biochambers of production. But I think that's a risk. I think you need to trickle these. It's just that the agricultural tower is absolutely just going to tear everything down as fast as it can. We will be the ones to moderate the input on the original agricultural outputs. So let's just say that the whole system starts here. We can feed these systems with a little bit of jelly and Yumako, and then nutrients need to go in from there somehow. Nutrients from spoilage, presumably. Yeah. So these are the first chambers. And does it have to be both? Yeah, it has to be both, or we can't make bioflux. That's the thing. It has to be both, or we can't make bioflux. It's critically both at the same time. So the top priority chamber then is always the chamber that combines the two to make bioflux, because bioflux is stable. So the most important chamber is, so this chamber should always have its, let's pretend spoilage is always evacuated. This chamber always needs to be supplied with nutrients first. Then the products that are, the ingredients that this requires, then they should be prioritized, right? Because there's actually no priority for me to push nutrients from bioflux. Oh man, you do have to keep it running though, right? You have to keep it running. Eventually the system will come up positive, I hope, and all of this will make sense. Biochambers will probably turn spoilage into nutrients, and that might happen too slowly for the whole systems. And that's also fine, because things will just spoil naturally. And that'll allow the system to flow again as they spoil. But spoilage must continuously be pulled out of every part of the system, right? Even here. The jellies come out, and even the jellies produce spoilage. Ah, boy, I gotta think about this. It's kind of complicated. Yeah, because imagine that you have some belts, like, far out in the fields. Yeah, and the belts are... Listen, is my caption ninja working? Let's try this again. Nice. Like, imagine you've got some far-flung belts in your agricultural district, and the elements like this, the actual Yumako and jelly themselves start rotting. You have to pump the rot off of those chambers. But that is just like a whole other level, right? Let's just cut this part of the factory off. Let's not address this part quite yet. That's like a farming setup separately. Here, I'll have my shapes here. We'll just draw a little box around here to suggest no on this part of the process. We'll do it by hand in order to control the production. These are some bright colors. This is kind of a farm setup, is what we're saying. Gee whiz. Yeah, it's kind of a farm setup. What about green? Can we do green? Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Ooh, that was kind of fun. I like this one, a little bit softer. So we will regulate by hand all of the Yumakos and all of the jellies that come in. And if our system works, then those two together will get processed. What does it make? A mash? Yumako mash. It was a monster mash. Yumako mash. It was a biochamber smash. This is just jelly, straight up jelly. And this is actually jelly seeds, or what are they called? Jelly pods or something? I don't know what they're called. Let's see. Jelly. Here they are. Jelly nuts. Jelly nuts. Jelly newts. So imagine we tuck a few jelly nuts and a few Yumako fruit into 2 biochambers. Those biochambers are having nutrients pushed at them from these spoilage consuming biochambers. So I think we actually construct these first as well. And imagine that we get the whole party started by throwing spoilage into a few biochambers. And then these biochambers kick in. The jelly and the Yumako mash suddenly can produce. And then there's nutrients available at the same time for the bioflex. This is going to be tricky. I can feel it. It's going to be tricky. And then one day, in the distant future, you can do it from bioflux itself. Yep, bioflux goes into a biochamber and nutrients come out. Into like a main nutrient pipeline, if we think about this. Yeah, this nutrient pipeline, you're gonna know. Oh man, and nutrients from bioflux, that will also need access to the nutrient pipeline, which is kind of complicated because it's on the nutrient, it produces on the nutrient pipeline. But that's what the math is going to require. Like this, and also just like this generically to this starting location, and here also generically to a starting location. This way. Yeah, exactly. Let's copy the style from this nutrient line. This is nutrients out. So you've got nutrients coming out of a spoilage line, and you've got nutrients coming out of a biochamber line. Which one of the two gets priority on the main pipeline? Which nutrients are you supposed to consume first? Always the spoilage nutrients. Always the spoilage nutrients first. Yeah, spoilage nutrients need priority. That way you'll save your bioflux, which is stable, and you'll always use spoilage efficiently. Well, or as efficiently as you think you could, given your setup. Right, and even this is missing. Look, these produce spoilage as well, so you have to have a spoilage line coming out of them as well. Just think about that, yeah. Yeah, kind of this idea of a central spoilage bus, precisely. And it won't exactly connect to the chambers directly. It's going to merge first with other components. Yeah, let's just detach these. Yeah, honestly, the geometry is that these are going to go all the way up to the top, I think. Like, they could be at the top or the bottom, but spoilage is going to come out of every chamber. And eventually it's going to come all the way down to these guys. I mean, yeah, what's the harm in putting them at the bottom? There's no harm in that. More like this. And the nutrients are really far at the bottom here. Let's see here. It's a big diagram, but I want it to be kind of accurate so that we know what we're building here. Here we go, yeah. And the pipeline starts so much farther down if you think about it. It has to, because the nutrients, they have to flow into both biochambers. Both the nutrient-producing biochamber from spoilage and bioflux itself. But nutrients aren't primary for these biochambers producing spoilage, are they? Just think about that. We don't by default want to throw... Oh yeah, we do want to process all spoilage into nutrients. Yes, we absolutely do. Yeah, there's no question about that. Yep, I think this is correct. All spoilage always comes down here, and then it always goes into nutrients. Nutrients are the... nutrients from spoilage are the priority. This is all correct. This is all correct. Remove that waypoint. Remove that waypoint. Nice. And this is, right, these are the nutrients from Bioflux. So let's pull these back. And in fact, these nutrient pipelines here, they don't come from the Bioflux pipeline. They come from this generic pipeline. Ooh, I didn't mean to change that. Yeah, let's make it clear, though. No, that's fine. It's fine the way it is. And this here. There we go. Right, so there's a clearer picture here of the nutrient pipeline. Nutrients emanate from bioflux and from spoilage. The nutrients form a pipeline. The spoilage nutrients get priority in the pipeline. That pipeline then feeds the operations that generate the bioflux, that hopefully then kick our power into overdrive. So the nutrients then flow into to make bioflux if possible. Okay, see, that's least likely to happen though, right? These all have to be full. These just have to all be full with nutrients all the time, right? I don't know how balancing's going to work. Balancing matters, and I'm obviously not going to manage it. These are just going to be single biochambers shoved full of nutrients all the time. Do nutrients renew each other's spoilage? Yes, they do. They carry each other up a little bit, right? This is going to be real complicated to get going if we don't have the recipe right. I'm going to say, spoilage be spoiling live is what's up. But I don't see any other way around this. I don't see how we can do any other way around this. We're going to try to create a Lazarus machine of our own divining, and hopefully it works. Hopefully it friggin' works. This is nonsense, whatever's going on here. I think this is correct, though. We've got the spoilage pipeline. Let's see here. Let's just align these to get a sense. I feel like if we diagram well, we will understand better what's going on. And these spoilage. And these spoilage. Lot of spoilage. Okay, okay. I like what's happening here. Nutrients from bio... Yeah, all the spoilage, it's got to go far, right? Distant spoilage. 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 And then this spoilage. Oh, goodness, yes. Yeah, I don't think we actually need to keep all these lines, do we? some of these lines are kind of funky. Nice. Perfect. Yes, just to get a sense of a pipeline of spoilage. Good, good. Spoilage, continuing. Spoilage nutrients have priority. Good. Oof, nothing looks good, I'll tell you that. Let's just give the font color to be kind of reddish. Yeah, spoilage nutrients have priority because they're dissipating. And then bioflux nutrients, those are second-class citizens. Can I just switch this arrow direction? Nope. Oh, there we go, though. Line to arrow, and then I just switch it up, right? Arrow to line. Oh, there we go. Yeah, nice. And just nothing. None. Yeah, none. That's correct. Wow. And we don't really need the dot either. Thanks. This is just another representation for spoilage coming in, so let's give it the same style as these lines. Copy that style. I'll paste that. Nice. I'm not sure how it ended up with an arrow on the other end, but we'll turn that off too. Nice. And guess who else is getting spoilage nutrients? Biochambers. All of them. Okay, great job, everybody. Right off of the nutrient network. Okay, cool. Whew, so not just that, but because they are biochambers, there's also spoilage lines coming out of each. I just want the spoilage to look different from the incoming nutrients. Nutrients, nutrients, nutrients. Und spoilage, 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 ja. Nice. Okay, wait, this is a little confusing because spoilage all just kind of accumulates here in the diagram. Where does the spoilage go? I'll tell you where the spoilage goes. Back to the biochambers. So at this point, spoilage doesn't go up. Spoilage goes down. Like so. And we just keep flooding spoilage out of the system and back into these biochambers. Nice. Okay, okay. Is this an accurate depiction of the full diagram that we're trying to implement? And then if there's spare spoilage, overflow spoilage, that goes here. Right? Overflow spoilage. Is it possible to clean up this diagram a little? Ooh, a little bit, yeah. Okay, but not this. I think this is an accurate diagram. Heavens, yeah. It's a lot, though. I think this will work for priority as well. We just need to offer a splitter and tell it who's priority on choosing off of 2 belts. So that's going to work. And if there's overflow, spoilage, let's just say there was overflow. Where is overflow spoilage? Cool dude, Arya, what's up? Yo, yo, yo. We are managing spoilage at the moment. So let's just say any overflow spoilage we'll just take from here and pump it into a heat tower. No big deal. No big deal. Extra spoilage. What is gleba? First time hearing that term. Yeah, are you a Factorio player? That's the planet that that we're trying to figure out how to build copper and iron on. It's this planet. It's got a crazy, beautiful landscape, and also weird little monsters that we turn into machines. Very weird. Kind of hard to explain, really. Otherwise, it's like any other Factorio world, but I mean, our base is on Novius. You know, this is our original base. This is the good place. All the good stuff happens here. All our little machines carefully working away. Beautiful green circuits everywhere. Fueling a rocket. Fueling a rocket that will eventually bring goods back to gleba for us. Oh, this game is so cool. Yeah, no, it's totally worth playing. And what I'm playing now is the DLC, the downloadable content that has all these spaceships that you build yourself, like this one, that I fly around. It's more of a garbage scow than anything else. But I can fly from planet to planet and bring goods, so that's like so broken. It's so good. And it happens automatically. My robots on one planet, let's see, Novus, my robots on this planet, you can watch them work. They're like little yellow dots. Are they here? Oh, none of them are working. Really? There's nobody working. Where are you, little buddies? Get to work. Wow, yeah, no one's working. Why's that? Is there no spaceship ready for launch? No, there's no spaceship ready for launch. I see. When a spaceship is ready for launch, many goods will come by robot to this machine automatically, and they'll be flown up to the spaceship, and then the spaceship here on the Alpha platform, I can drive it back to gleba, which is essential because honestly, getting started on gleba seems impossible. You see what I'm doing now? I'm making this crazy diagram to try to figure out how to even make the buildings work on gleba. You need all this weird stuff. You need nutrients, and then nutrients spoil into spoilage, so you run, and the buildings run on nutrients, so you're constantly just like recycling filthy whatever into nutrients to run machines. It's confusing. It's very confusing. But it's fun. It's more than I expected the game to be. I didn't think there'd be so much problem solving in it. I thought it was just going to be more of the same good game. You know, like building my factory, being consistent. Nope. It's a lot more than that. Okay, and if any extra spoilage comes out of the system, it cannot be backing up. We got to process it into the heat tower, just burn it up. That's what's up. I didn't need to draw 3 biochambers here. Like, I could just use 1 for the spoilage, but we do need to keep up with however much spoilage is coming out, that's for sure. So at least 1. So 1, and then 1 for bioflux, that's 2. 1 for producing bioflux, that's 3. And 1 for making the mash and the jelly, so that's 4 and 5. So it seems you need like minimum 5 biochambers. And once things get going, I'm going to need to figure out this agricultural thing. Like I need to already have the towers ready to do the seed planting and to get the party started, I think. Man, do the trees really grow that fast that they grow up, they harvest, and then you can go through biochambers all in the same cycle? Like, it must be that an agricultural tower is way too much throughput, right? Complicated. Complicated. I'm just thinking we set it up and see what happens when it runs through. We will need to feed this by hand if we don't have the... Like, if we don't have this farm already established, we'll just feed Umako and jelly nuts directly into the biochambers. And then we'll see if the spoilage loop works. Especially the spoilage loop back to the biochambers. How do these biochambers initially have enough nutrients to generate nutrients from spoilage? How does that work? Can you just generate nutrients from spoilage? I think you can. I think you can. Just spontaneously. So we start with spoilage. So the truth is we put spoilage into the system, and then that sparks energy enough to process mash and jelly. Right? You kind of want equal distribution on nutrients between these biochambers. Biochambers is nutrients are like the electricity that runs the whole interaction. So if you think about it, you kind of want to split the belts in a weird way. In a fair way. Yeah, what's going to happen to these nutrients that come in? Oh, gosh, because I obviously don't want nutrients sitting in this biochamber to begin. Maybe I'm hand feeding the whole system to get started, and then once the reactions are happening, they'll just go on their own. Maybe that's like, we can be a brewer. We can be a brewer, and we can do better than being a brewer. We'll be a brewer with a set of machines that automatically pull the spoilage out. So even though we have automatic spoilage generation, we have automatic spoilage extraction. So at any time, we can just poke these machines, give them a little bit of extra energy, give them a little bit of nutrient, and then we just let the rest of the system take care of itself. That's it. Will that work? Will this work? Do not know if this will work. I mean, if I feed it by hand, at least I can choose what works, and we can get a sense of the scales. And if the scales are good, then we'll already have a system implemented that runs. Okay, is this machine flying still? No, we're still parked, and we're waiting for foundations, that's all. Oh my gosh, yeah, 111 foundations. Is that something we produce on Novice? Yeah. I feel like it costs a lot of iron. Oh no, there's loads of foundation here, so maybe we're just waiting for our space launch to be fueled. Space launches have to have all of their fuels already in place before they conduct the requesting process. So I think now it's conducting requesting because it just finished filling. So if you just zoom out on the planet a little bit and look at where the request robots are, they probably just made a request. And look, here they come. None have been loaded yet, but yeah, these robots are going to bring in as many as they can carry. Which I assume is going to be 50, since I have a chest full of these. Yeah, literally 50. And then immediately it'll launch the rocket. Yep. Super cool. Love this game. Love this game. Goodbye. And within no time at all, that rocket lands, bringing sweet, sweet goods from the surface to space. Boop. And we're almost finished making our request. When we are, I think it just pops over to gleba. And then we add a weight condition. Item count. Let's say that item count cargo has to be... This is a weird one, okay? It's asking for a specific item, but I don't think that's correct. Let's just do time passed. And we'll make it like forever. A lot of time has to pass. Nice. I just need the rocket to stay at gleba after it arrives, because otherwise this thing just automatically shoots back and forth. That's not ideal for us. So what about this other platform we built that nothing has happened with, right? This is correct. Let's make some requests. Specifically some of these... What's this? Oh, we have made requests. We're asking for power and arms. And we are auto-fulfilling. Why is it paused? Oh, it has all those items fulfilled. Oh, heavens. So we could just be building this platform is what's up. Ah, fantastic. Let's do so. First, we'll need a few items to extract goods. Asteroid collectors, yeah, get us 10 of those. And get us 10 crushers. Yeah, this could be a huge operation up here. Cargo bay, no, we don't really have that. Well, that's it, right? That's all you need. You need crushers, and you need asteroid collectors, and then you need a bunch of arms and batteries. And then we could just refine it up here. We could refine all the ore. Or we could just raw collect ore. Doesn't really matter which. Right? Let's just raw collect ore, seriously. I don't know if there's any risks up here, if there are dangerous asteroids. Let me think about that, yeah. Just waiting for 61 of these regoliths. Wow. Yeah, I can see how these space platforms, they're like unlimited generators of goods. For real. Like, it's Profit City up there. Alright, here it goes. 96. We got ignition. Shooting. Alright, here we go. Loading up another rocket. That's all this base does now. It just launches rockets. Full of goodies. 1.1 million now. We've used up 100,000 of that extra iron since I've been here. But there's plenty more iron here we can delve into. 6.8 million down here. Quick and easy patch up here. 1.3 million. I mean, how easy? It's outside the boundaries and next to some nests. We'd have to fight for more land out here. I don't mind it, but we just got a nice thing going on here. Same as this. You know there's a ton of copper up here. And if we ever need it, we'll be there for it. But there's still copper patches we haven't exploited yet, right? There's a copper patch somewhere in here. I'm sure there is, right? Yeah, there's a coal patch here for 1.9 million. Copper. Copper 42, copper 6, 561. Oh, I guess it is the copper patch we're using. No, we're gonna dry up on copper one day. We absolutely will. Absolutely. Okay. So we're being told by the map that these items need to be picked up. So I think maybe we can just ask the robots to pick them up. Did they do that? Yeah, they do that. And maybe they'll bring the goods to a chest somewhere. It would have to be one of these little yellow passive provider chests. Storage chests, excuse me. They're not in here, are they? No. No, just requester chests. Alright, well, robots are willing to do this job, but we just do not have the storage for them. That's too bad. We will momentarily. Once the Aqua platform makes its launch. Which will happen in exactly 11 platform pieces. How close are we to those 11 platform pieces? We must be bloody close. Here we are. We're launching. Oh, it already launched even. It already launched. Show me platforms. Can I blueprint like this whole ship? Is that too much to ask? I love this ship. I think it's great. I think it's a great ship to blueprint. And if I went here, I'd be like, get my finest blueprint. Where did it go? Is it this? No. Where did the blueprint go? Did it stay on the Alpha platform? Nope. Where do those blueprints go? We wonder. Not in the blueprint book. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, I've still got it on my cursor. I can go to Space Science Platform. It worked. Do you see this? I can just build the same thing again. Can I just build the same thing again? I absolutely will. Are you kidding? It works, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Build me a special Mary Poppins spaceship. Okay, it's going to need all of these things all the time, though. 37 of these. Will it need more of this? I don't know how much it needs. I don't want to send what it doesn't need. It doesn't need these. Doesn't need these. Doesn't need solar panels. Doesn't need accumulators. Doesn't need any logistics chests. Oh, these were also all copied. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we can just add our own sections here. What do you need? You need absolutely space platform. Let's ask for that. And look, it inherited all of this. Okay, interesting. Yes, good. Okay, good. I think we're back to normal here. Yep. What else are we going to ask for? It's asking for the collectors, check. Solar panels, check. Accumulators, check. Pipes. And turrets, gun turrets. And we don't have to have like 100 of these things, but I do want to ask for a stack at a time, actually. Yeah, 50 is fine. No, the space platform stuff is so heavy. I know it can only carry 50 at a time, so I'm only going to ask for 50 at a time. And lots of belts are already here. Some furnaces. And again, you only need a handful of those, so I don't know. Send 20, I guess. Couple tanks. 10 of the tanks. Furnaces, little arms, blue arms, red arms are needed. Little red arms. Okay, we are stopped at Novis, but I think that we are ready to go. All requests are satisfied. And we are ready to go to Gleba. Launch it. Yeah, we'll turn off these request groups. Nice, and when it gets to Gleba, hopefully it just stops there. And meanwhile, this science platform is just going to build itself. That's so cool. Okay, do we get pipes on the request list? No, let's add those two. Pipes. Pipes, grinders, arms, platform. I think that's everything. This place is literally going to build itself out. It's so good. Oh, look, there's a couple chemical plants. No, I didn't plan for those chemical plants. Let's get those in. And what's this, a thruster? Couple chemical plants. And a thruster. Okay, it built itself some more there. Eventually, this thing's just going to auto-send iron back down to the planet. That's cool. And can I make that request automatically? I bet I can. Cool. Great to have a copy of our alpha platform. Okay, we're not quite halfway. What happens if I turn off the thrusters here? Do we start going backwards? Okay, speed is at 20, 10, and dropping. Negative? Yeah, it turned around on us. It turned around. Okay, thrust back on. Okay, what about here? We're at 8,000, dropping from 50, 30, 25, 20. Stabilized to 10. So somewhere past 8,000 kilometers, there's a halfway point that it's a gravitational halfway point, and we've passed it. It was somewhere in there between 7,000 and 8,000, which is like the halfway point between these planets, which makes me think that gravity is not implemented. And that the speed we travel here is not governed by the strength of the pull of gravity from planets, which is clearly the case since our maximum velocity tops out at like 79. No matter how close we get to these planets, we should be rocketing towards them. And the closer our orbit, the faster we have to travel in order to keep in that orbit as well. Like, the game doesn't have any of these orbital mechanics. Yeah, I guess that's how you could say it. The game doesn't have orbital mechanics built in. Okay, and we're almost to Gleba here. Excellent. Yeah, the key thing I'm waiting for here are these premium passive provider and requester chests. Okay, let's go. Okay, I think we can turn our thrusters off here pretty soon. Let's see if it stops before it turns around. Stopped at Gleba and not going back to Novis. Look at that. Look at that. We have to initiate Novis as an interrupt. I like that. So they're like orders. Interrupts on the space stations are like orders that you give them, or they're events that override that allow behavior to take place. Yeah, interesting. It's a generic system for connecting outputs from one to another. And what's this? This is just this ship, right? Whoa, 9 entities are being damaged up here. Big attack here, but it's all just part of our network, so we sustained trivially. I think we kind of want extra weapons in here. Yeah, there just weren't enough towers right here specifically. Yep, nice. And here if we could. Yep. Yeah, sick. Okay, great. Okay, great. Look, we finally have control over this distant planet. Now that we have one fully connected network, incredible. Like, look at the journey these little buddies are on. Going back to grab, presumably laser turrets. Let's try to make their lives easier by giving them more convenient routes. And some places where they can rest up. Little buddies, and then there's this kind of patch that they have difficulty with. Let's give them something here. Has to be powered. Nice. Nice. Robo-buddies helping robo-buddies. You know, this, and building a strong network that extends up to this northern position in the wall. That's part of protecting the wall. And that's part of keeping this whole base alive at all. Hey, yo, welcome to the chat. Mia Taylor, what's up? Happy Friday. Whoop, whoop. What is up? We had a massive internet failure today. I don't know what's going on in Canada, and it was across multiple provinces. Yikes. How's the internet where you're at? Are we stable? Are the lines coming through? Friday. Okay, let's see. I think we've got this planned out now. We just got to grab our stuff off the platform. Let's see here. Drop off some storage chests, passive provider chests, requester chests, solar panels, accumulators, assembly machines, pipes. Ooh, lots of electric poles. Nice. Tons of transport belts, all the arms. A few more roboports. Iron plates, why not? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, I'm pretty sure this buddy can go back to Novi's, where it can fuel up again. Right, we dropped it all off, yep. How's this machine going here? Playing Factorio, how's it going? Let's go! Well, that's what I like to see, yeah. Factory Friday. It's going good. We're developing our second space platform here, and I think I've got a plan for how to get through... Look, we had to make a huge diagram. It's terrible. Honestly, it's been a lot. But we're building on gleba. We're doing it. It's biochambers. We're extracting all the spoilage out. We're pushing nutrients fresh into the biochambers. Are you thinking about playing it? Yeah, get into it. Get into it. It is a hard game. It absolutely is a hard game, I will confirm. Yeah, it's like pleasure of engineering. The pleasure of engineering a little machine, perhaps. Yeah, it's good. I like it. And this particular content, it's like you're making a brewery. So I guess I'm going to take biochambers and extract all the spoilage. So think about 5 biochambers in kind of an arrangement here. Let's see. God. The nightmares are real. Let's see. I assume we dropped some items to the surface. We did here. Here's the storage chests. There we go. There we go. Robo Buddies have a place to store their things. Yes, Robo Buddies, dump it off. Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Ooh. So how do Robo Buddies know where to bring things? They just bring things to the nearest chest that already has some in it, right? So if I centralize ice, then Robo Buddies will respect ice centralization. Oh wow, these are worthless, these things. Asteroid chunks. I don't even think I can grind them here. Oh, you play Star Citizen? No, I don't play Star Citizen. I kind of didn't keep up on that game's development. Let's see, Star Citizen? Right, this is the game that keeps making ships, right, that never come out. It's alpha, right? Yeah, it hasn't been released yet. The full release is still pending. What's the deal with that? Are they going to release this? Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. The game's ambition grew significantly. It releases frequent updates. Project is well funded through player pledges. Okay. It's in a large-scale alpha. No, I'm from Canada. I'm from Canada. What happens when you spend $1,000 in Star Citizen? The concierges or chairman's club members. Is it good? Yeah. Oh, Florida, nice, nice. Oh man, I wish I was in Florida right now. Dang, what part of Florida? I mean, I don't want you to dox yourself, but I love Miami. Oh man, I love being in Miami. Oh sheesh. Star Citizen timeline. In Miami, let's go! Let's go! Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. It's cold here where I am in Canada. Not the coldest place. It could be a lot colder. But it's pretty cold. I remember these original videos in 2012. I remember when Star Citizen was first getting released and there was so much hype around it. And I thought, oh man, yeah, that's going to be an amazing title. But life goes on for years after that. And I never end up downloading or investing at all in this game. I'll have to take a look at that. Yeah, it sounds like kind of a good game. Like, it sounds really comprehensive from what I remember. It was like you could take your own role and you can be your own shipmate. It's not like an Eve replacement, right? Or is it? Are they trying to be like an Eve replacement? Maybe that is the case. Yeah, actually. Wow. Okay. What other games do I play? I play a little bit of Satisfactory. Kind of depends on what time of year it is. I play a lot of factory games kind of in the fall. But sometimes I play a little bit of League of Legends now and then. Guilty pleasure. I love The Sims randomly. Occasionally. What games do I have installed? That's an easy way to look at it too. I haven't played Planet Crafter yet. I want to try that. And I haven't played Astroneer. I kind of want to play that. I played Subnautica. Subnautica's really fun. I like that game. I played a lot of Don't Starve Together. Don't Starve Together, man. That game is very addicting. Very addicting, in my opinion. Played a little bit of Oxygen Not Included, although I'm not... Man, I don't really understand that game. Played a little bit of Played Up. Slay the Spire. Awesome game as well. Sonic Racing? Nope. No Sonic Racing. No racing in general, actually. I'm pretty bad at FPSs as well. But I like the thrill of a racing game. I'm just not very proficient, let's say. Factories and two-dimensional strategy and solutions, more my pace, you might say. Drawing diagrams, not turning a hard corner. More of my strength in general. Check on Google? Check on Google for what? Let's see, biochambers. So I need like 5 biochambers. Yeah, let's just plop them down. We got them here. These are gonna need a little bit of space. Here's 5 of them. Nice. Oh, for Sonic Racing. Okay, sure. I mean, you play it, right? You know what Sonic Racing is. I'm probably not going to play Sonic Racing. Is the truth. Like it's a racing game, right? And I'm not very proficient with racing games. They're not really my interest. So spoilage is going to have to come out of all of these. And hopefully we can use these arms and filter them. Use filters, whitelist, spoilage. Nice. Okay. Okay. We doing it. Why have I not set up any panels on my channel? Oh man, I don't understand what that is. What is the panels? What do you mean, like on the profile? You're asking a good question, because I do want to set up panels and stuff. But every time I go to edit the page, it's like I can't add anything. There's nothing there, and I'm like, I think I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm doing. I don't understand what I'm doing. I simply don't understand at all. I feel that. What kind of panels would you like to see, especially? Because I can add stuff, for sure. I want to add stuff. Okay, this is all going to be spoilage, and the spoilage has to go into the last biochambers here. And so that can kind of be like a tailpipe, so to speak. There could even be more than one of these. Spoilage. Nutrients from spoilage. There you go. Okay, so actually spoilage is not produced from the nutrients with spoilage. So we don't need to vent them. We just bring it in. There we go. There, and that's an important point too. There's no spoilage from nutrients with spoilage. Boop. 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 Nice. Okay. There we go. And the extra spoilage goes into the heating tower. Nice. Do I have Discord? Yes, I do have Discord. Here, let's get that link in chat. I guess I didn't put the link on the... thank you for reminding me. I got to put the link onto the channel as well. Are you connecting through, looks like Twitch? Yeah, I broadcast on YouTube at the same time. Just in case that's interesting. And I'm trying to make YouTube like my main place. Am I allowed to even put links in chat? Maybe. Maybe. Does this work? Yeah, hopefully I didn't get moderated. But there should be a link in Twitch chat there. Okay, I feel better about this diagram as well. So now I know that spoilage can come into these last couple machines. And then nutrients will come out. So the nutrient loop, let's run that on the other side. Yeah, these just straight up turn spoilage. And they require power, right? Do they even? Not even. And here's the nutrient loop. Okay. So nutrients for you. This is going to be more fundamental. This is like jelly nut processing into seeds and jelly. This one is Yamako processing. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's my server. That's my server, yeah. Let's see here. So the processing, and then whatever this is. Let's see. Hold on. Make sure this is only spoilage. Spoilage, 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 spoilage. These are the same way. Spoilage in. That's right. Only spoilage. And the output... Okay, this is kind of complicated because these two things go into the same. Do I just take these out? Because seeds come out, but also the Yumako mash. So just pretend the seeds are getting ejected backwards. Let's just filter that. Seeds. Mash. Mash. There it is, Yumako mash. And seeds. There we go, jelly nut seeds, Yumako seeds. Okay. Okay. Filters. Whitelist. Jelly. Nut seeds. Okay. This actually is a setup, right? Nice. Oh, send it like a friend request? Okay. I'm not super familiar with Discord. All I know is I have a server and I try to post some updates here and there. Oh, I forgot to hit the send button on my update. Well, just as well. I had major internet issues. Inbox? I don't see anything. Okay. Let's see here. Where is my... We are going to have to power all of this as well. Okay, so the seeds get pulled up, but we still need the mash to go to a special place. Oh man, and is spoilage going to be the main belt here? Sure. Let's just use red belts, or red arms to pull out the mash. Jelly for this one. Whitelist. Jelly. Nice. And for this one, whitelisting the mash on the red arm. Yes, nice. Red list the mash. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so I'm not adding anyone in particular to like my Discord friend list. I don't have anyone on my friend list. It wouldn't make any sense to me. I'm just here to receive messages through the channel and also to create a space where folks can chat about the games that I'm playing or post crap and memes and stuff like that. I'm not really using Discord as like a form of communication, just like an open forum. Yep. Yeah, I'd love to have you join onto the server. That's like totally the way to get in there and to contact me. And you can always @ me while I'm on the server, and that's a good way to like get a message to me. Right, so if I pull these mashes off, let's see, the jelly and the Yumako, here we go. Let's just join them. Yeah, let's just join the belts. See, the thing is, these two need to go into the next biochamber, right? That's how bioflux comes about. So whatever happens, these two need to be in another biochamber. And biochambers have to be on this limited belt line because that's where all the nutrients are. So I can't just branch off. I need to stay on this belt line, but somehow bring in what's needed here on a belt. So imagine, if you will, that we are pulling in just exactly what we need to. Combination of jelly and Yumako mash here. Jelly and Yumako mash. Perfect. And the way to get these coherent, let's see. This will place items on the outside of the belt, and this will place items on the inside of the belt. There we go. This is a solve. Okay, and then these ingredients become part of bioflux. Perfect in a biochamber. Okay, look at us go. Now that bioflux, we can sit on that bioflux. We can hoard that bioflux. So again, your request, you think your message request because your Discord is on the spam. Oh. I see. I'm not getting any notifications there at all, if that's helpful. Okay, and then it's up to us whether or not we actually use bioflux to generate nutrients. Ooh. We could. I don't think we have to at this moment. To keep everything running, we will. And when we do, that's going to look like this. It's going to look like nutrients from bioflux. Check. And this is just going to be a direct line. Bioflux to nutrients. And then nutrients will fast track right here. I think this is a solve. I think this is a solve. I think this is a solve. So if I put spoilage into this, things will happen if I provide ingredients. Those ingredients are jelly nuts, and Yumakos. I'm afraid to start this machine. Oh my god. I'm afraid to start this machine. I don't see a request. I don't see anything at all. Nothing is popping up whatsoever. There's nothing in my inbox. There's no friend requests. There's nothing. Nice. So let's take a look. We just want to pull in as much goods from the map to get that process yielding. These are the fields with the trees. I think this is actually a tower. So let's prepare by building a large belt that pulls these goods in. Oh, dude, or we could use robots, but robots seem a little foolish for something we know is going to be permanent. Right? Seeds go out, and goods come in. That we didn't really do. So bring the goods in. We just have to make sure these belts don't merge. And well, the one I'm going for here is Yumako, and the one up here is the jelly nut. So let's go for the jelly nut here. See, there's going to be some issues here. Is this a boundary? Okay, what's breaking? What's breaking? Okay, big attacks here on the corners. Yeah, I can see that's making an impact. Why didn't this get fixed? Is it outside the purview of the fix? No, it's not. Wow, they just did get into a skirmish here at the edge. That's pretty unfortunate. And they fought from here. That's kind of frustrating, actually. Imagine that we had these forces set up. Maybe that's a little overkill, but... and we might just be incurring more issues here. Like, if they keep bumping into the edge here, they could bump right over here. And then they'll try to shoot us from there, right? Like, that makes these actually not even good. It's best just to stop at the very far edge. Nice, yeah, and robots will bring some really important parts along. Nice work, Robo Buddies. How's that space platform coming along? Okay, look, it's a real place. It's a real place. That's cute as heck. And I'm sure the whole speed of the operation is only determined by how much of this concrete's available, right? Yeah, there's no concrete in here currently. That'll be first to get used. Looks great, honestly. And there's some splitters here, so you can't forget the splitters. How's Alpha Platform doing? It's totally stopped at Novus. Also, just chilling its heels here. I mean, we could refill it with some goodies, but I don't think there's any urgency at this moment. What about basics? Yeah, we could just do basics here. Chests. Roboports? Don't really need roboports. Yeah, storage chests and all these assembling type machines. Yeah. Let's just let that request. I love seeing this second space platform build up. That's super cool. Is it possible to change the name here? Yes. This is beta platform. Nice. Go beta platform. Stuff just appears. I love it. I love the mechanics they built into this game. Oh my gosh. Delightful. Positively delightful. Ugh. You know, Alpha Platform could also use some underground belts. Here. Like, a lot of them. Let's just bring a lot of them. And transport belts, let's just bring, like, a lot of them. Like 800 belts. They're heavy. I know they're heavy. I don't think we need more assembling machines. I don't think we need more big electric poles. Just slow that down. Yeah, this is fine. Maybe there will be demand for more pipes or arms. It's not clear to me, but this looks pretty good. Novi's taking care of business in a serious way. Perpetually launching rockets. Like, we are running out of blue chips, but it's pretty slow. Like, we're making them. Just depends what we request from these machines. Oh man, this is so good. And even just having the one rocket constantly launching is so valuable for the startup of the gleba operation. It's awesome. It's awesome. Is there room for us to vent all of the iron from space here? That was kind of the goal here. Just to make a request for iron. Raw iron ore, in particular. At the moment, it comes in through these places. Kind of complicated. Yeah, ultimately there's only a couple places here. We'll just fuel it to the top belt. Whoa, why aren't we allowed to build this? You can only build one. I see. I see. So we're allowed to request, let's say, as much ore, iron ore as we like. Listen, we're doing this backwards though. Let's pull this off of its rails. And we'll do a requester chest for white potions, right? Yeah. Requester chest for white potions. Requester chest. Whoa, space science packs. Check. Okay, nice. Okay, that'll get rid of the cargo landing pad from up here. poor little robot got assigned that job. Construction surface conditions. What does that mean? I'm not even allowed to build a ghost version until this goes. Yeah, who are we launching now? Okay, nice. It disappeared. And now cargo. Landing pad. Perfect. And we'll just drop cargo landing pad right here. I mean, we're also generating iron up on the space station, but you don't have to rely on the generation. Exactly this. And then a couple really fast arms. That puts it on the other side, and this will push ore to the inside. And we will absolutely whitelist iron ore. Check. Okay, perfect. And then we can use this to make requests for all the iron ore in the world. Yeah, we'll be interested to see if this tool works. And who's providing iron ore up here? Orbital drop slots, automatic. Are there any switches? Auto request missing construction materials. No, I don't need that. Alpha Platform should be able to fulfill some of these requests from Novi's. Okay, I don't know where this cargo landing pad went, but someone's got to find a copy of one of these and drop her down. Is this it? Nope. Like, where are the storage chests in this place? Do we have? Oh, we do have. We've got lots of them. Lots of storage here. Suspicious. Can't find a cargo landing pad anywhere. Who's going to fill that request? Do I have to build a cargo landing pad? It should have gone into storage, right? And then you pull the cargo landing pad out of storage and bing, bang, bong, right? There it is. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Wow, I don't know where that went into storage. What distant storage container? Whew. I don't know. Storage is supposed to be centralized here, but I have a feeling it went a really long distance. Nice. Okay, we are asking for ore. Give it here. Okay, is there going to be any ore that drops down? No? Oh, and then there's an unload button. I see. Allow unloading cargo at this stop. Yes, allow. Okay, and that worked right away. Whoa. Okay, and a little bit of ore is coming in from space. And we just drop that ore right onto the belts. Oh, yeah, right, I can't do that. Right, so that doesn't look very significant, and it's not, but some ore does come from space. There you go. Launching. Yeah, see, once again, we've dismissed these robots that probably go really far. Let's see, are there some storage chests up here I don't know about? Nope. Are they way up here? Yeah, there's wood. I mean, I can't really control the storage locations. But where are these guys going? I'm going to follow them. They're the ones with the belts, and they're like, okay, let's charge up and take these belts back. Here they go. Like, seriously, where are we going, little buddies? Where are we going? You guys are going to drop these belts to the middle of nowhere. I am not joking. Yep, you can get rid of those. Yep. Were there other boxes like these floating around? Dangerous little boxes? Ruining my robots' lives? I feel like there must be chests up here. Wait, what's this? There. There. More chests. Nope. Get rid of that. Yeah, fortify. Wait, what are we doing here? Okay, yeah, we're unloading. We're unloading. Thank you. Distant chests no more. Distant chests no more. Absolutely no more. Oh man, that robot algorithm, who knows how that's screwing us over. Ho 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 ho! That's a little chest we can cut off as well. Okay, well, I don't know how many more little chests we're contending with, but, truth is, this seems okay. There's a big wall we do not have to abide anymore. This great wall, we do not need that. Don't need any of these weapons here. These used to be the essential front lines. Do you remember that? Oh boy. Back when we had nothing of a base here, before we completed the 5-point plan. Which ultimately became the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-point plan, but never mind. 5 points was the essential. It's a pointed plan. It's a pointed plan. And now almost all of the points are fully ensconced and protected. Yikes, something's brewing up here, yeah, all the time. They still suffer the fate of these landmines. That's so sad. If the pollution weren't so bad up here, we wouldn't even get bug growth. We could just wipe the bugs up here. Yeah, we can safely add, I think, more storage. Very nice. Okay, a little bit of space iron coming in for free. I love that. Not a lot of it, but it's there. How does it know when to send? Does it just send like an arbitrary amount? Or is it 50? It's the minimum payload size, right? Oh, there it went, 40. Boom. It just went. Maybe that's the magic number, 40. And how's beta platform? Oh yeah, coming along. It still didn't get its grinders, its crushers. Yeah, we're still waiting on those crushers. We're not even waiting on them. We didn't request them. So we're just going to grab some of those crushers. Perfect. Perfect. This looks great. It's just this foundation that's needed in a huge amount. Love it. Okay. And now, our first trials at Gleba. Do we have underground belts? Yes, we do. We'll just build this huge highway in the dark, in the night, on a foreign planet. Love it. Ow, exploded. I do not love the explosions. And I don't love this ground that sometimes works, but doesn't. Okay, let's just start back from where the source is. Okay, goopy tree source. This is all legal. Yeah, and we had a thing here. We had a thing. So this is where the belt comes from. Wait a minute. You can't build these on Jellynut Wetland or Coral Marsh? Then how do we pull items off of the belt? Like here, hold on. Here's an agricultural tower. Okay, all this is legal actually, though. I see. So I can plant in some of these places. So how close can I go? All the way up? Dang, dude. Yeah, okay. Like way up here. Okay, what is that then? We drop one of these. And it starts breaking up nonsense. And then blah 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 magic happens. How do I pull items out? No problem. Why am I allowed to build here? This is not the marshland we need, obviously. Because it's not going to plant any seeds, is it? Where are my seeds? I guess I don't have any seeds on me. Plant seeds and harvests mature plants. Does it tell me what kind of good soil there is here? Because look, I'm pretty sure I have to grow on this bright purple stuff. I'm not even joking. It's not subtle at all. It's got to be the bright purple or the bright greens. So it's obviously the bright purples, right? Like, and we should bring these belts up. Like, all of this is beltable, I'm assuming. Yeah, look, we can drive on all of this. Yeah. Not that. Okay, I do have to penetrate the land, not the marsh. Okay, there are some nuances here. But here's the jelly soil. This is what really counts. And I can't build on jelly soil either. So I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. Ugh. Oh my gosh. So wait a minute, am I just going to grab things by hand is what's up? No, we're going to belt this stuff. We're going to belt this stuff. Dang. So only red belts are going to do the job here. Okay, that worked. So what's the algorithm here? I have to take the thinnest path out of the jelly marsh with no jumps. I need landfill. That's what's up. I need landfill. That's it. That's it. Okay, grab the landfill. We have landfill, right? Not exactly. Let's grab the landfill here. A fair bit of it. Let's pick a new bar for ourselves, a fresh bar. Here's our belts. Great. And here's landfill. Great. Yeah, so landfill's going to let us build out of here. That's the T. Let's just build a straight line. I'm not going to get fancy about it. The pathway to me looks like go vertical and then go horizontal. From this little island north, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, and we're out. And then that's just as close as you get to the jelly forest, right? We're in it now. This is it. You're in it. And then somehow, like, yeah, you have to... Yeah, where could you possibly place arms? Here. And where do we get the agricultural towers? Could that possibly work? There's too much stuff in the way, but even that isn't allowed. Nowhere near here can I place this. That's because this channel is dead area. It has to be off on one of these either sides. So it could be over here. But it has to be small enough. So it could be like here. This will work. Okay, this will work, literally. Okay. Yes, we haven't started anything yet. Let's see, let's get our little power poles out. Okay, the second we want to start harvesting these crazy trees, it'll happen. Jelly stems. And there's also going to be wood harvested here, right? Maybe? There it is, okay. The heck is this thing? Pulling all of this jelly garbage up. Boom. Now, any wood coming into this input should be stripped off directly. Okay, so we'll just add another arm here. And filter for wood. Just storage chest is fine. And whitelist off wood here. We just need to make sure nothing gets into the belts and clogs the flow. So, wood off. Right, and so that satisfies the jelly pipeline, and then jelly will come out the other side. This is going to be so exciting when it finally lights up, in fact. Like, once these pieces just start working together, this is going to be sick. Now we have to do the same thing, but for the very far north. We have to go get that Yumako bush, I guess. Now, normally I wouldn't eat a lot of Yumako. Very acidic. Very acidic. But since it generates magical aquaflux or whatever, I guess we don't have a lot of choice. Okay, here we go. We have arrived at the weird stuff. And here they are, the Yumako trees. So now just imagine we are escaping out of this swamp. I am not fooling. We are just going to landfill this directly. Thank you. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, I didn't want to have to bust anything, but that's fine. These are free objects. Are we there yet? No, we are getting there, though. Let's head over this way. Okay, we're out of belts here. Just grab some more belts. Okay, there's a bit of an entrance here we could use to get into the base. Is this better? Yeah, this is much better. Okay, we'll use her. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Belts pulling in Yumako roughage, I guess you'd say. Whatever comes off chopping a tree down. All the way down here. Okay. I wish I hadn't built so much infrastructure around this crap. Do I have any repair? Yeah, are robots going to repair this? Yeah, they are. Okay, good. Yeah, literally. Whew, wow, the radius of damage on these poof balls is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. Okay, so some goods will come in here, the breakdowns of the jellies. And then some goods will come in here, the breakdown of the mash. Okay, let's finish that line. There we go. And kind of this is where it sucks because the seeds have to go all the way back to those locations. We'll do that when we can. For now, let's not fool ourselves. We know the seeds are not going to make it back by belt. Let's just use some provider chests. There we go. And worst case scenario, we're just sending drones to do the job, but I think we can do it by hand. It would be catastrophic for the growth phase to stop, and you wouldn't notice until too late because it takes longer to grow than it does to harvest and process. So I can see what the game is doing here. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. We don't not appreciate that. It's fancy. Oh my gosh, is it going to happen here? It'll all happen when we harvest exactly one batch of the jelly nut trees and one Yumako. Let's go do it. And we have to have like a fistful of spoilage in our inventory to get these spoilage machines running. Oh my god. I'm afraid to start this. I don't know why I'm so afraid to start this. It's so funny. But there's obviously another problem with slow belts. The slow belts are going to leave the materials rotting. So we actually need fast belts. We don't want a bunch of yellow belts. We want fast belts. Ugh. Do I make fast belts? Let's just see. Back at Novus, meanwhile. Fast belts? Yeah, fast belts. But wait, there's nothing feeds this machine. Nothing feeds this machine. Literally nothing feeds this machine. We should be making these. Okay, what does it take to make reg belts? Somehow we have to wire gears into this nonsense. Yeah, we got a bit of a problem. We could just use robots for this, that's the truth, yeah. As long as you can get a source of gears, we're fine. And this is a source of belts, we could just use this. It's gears and belts, right? So, here, easy games. Gears, belts. And also one output. Oh, and power, please. Not these old power poles, though, please. This is an old part of the factory, hey? Okay, here we go. Gets new again as you fly off to the right and left. Okay, bing bang bong, Bob's your uncle. We'll be making, red belts in no time. And yeah, that's important. Yeah, these yellow belts, that's not going to be good enough. Maybe we should cut the yellow belt request altogether. That's so unfortunate to have taken a ton of yellow belts as well. Really wasn't thinking. Well, if it's possible. Yeah, and now we're slow and steadying this out with the gears that we have. This should be way faster. Some old infrastructure here in the old factorinis. I think there's also productivity modules here. Okay, slow and steady. We are making red belts now. That's going to be really expensive. Good, okay. Keep dropping off that free iron ore. This place is taking forever to finish. I'm pretty sure Alpha's getting all the priority requests. And look at that. Alpha is constantly venting out iron ore. Here, I'm just going to put that on pause. We'll let it hoard, and then I'm pretty sure it'll send more. We'll see. Yeah, let's just watch. 50, 54. Because the rate at which we drop goods to the surface has got to be limited, and it seems like it's free to drop things to the surface, which is already crazy. Nice, there we go. I'm afraid to get started here. That's the truth. If we start putting things into these machines, is it going to just fail completely? We had to have spoilage, we have to have Yumako, and we have to have jelly. That's all. So let's just go grab some. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. What do we have in the inventory? Just garbage. Yeah, I guess we should keep it with us. I recognize the error of our implementations. Yellow belts, probably not fast enough. Red belts, we're on it. Right, so here we go. Yumako trees. Bam. 50 Yumako. Okay, I'm taking it. And along the way, let's just bust up some other stuff. We just need spoilage. Great. Spoilage. Excellent. Spoilage. Good. Nice. Spoilage. Lots of good spoilage here. I don't know where any of this is in my inventory, but I know it's rotting. Here it is. Okay, there's the Yumako and there's the spoilage. Okay, the spoilage seems to be steady. So spoilage doesn't rot out, eh? So you shouldn't always be burning spoilage. You only want to put in as much spoilage as you need to generate nutrients to run your machines. Okay. Okay, and then we grab some jelly nut stuff, right? Bam, 50 jelly nuts. Looks good. A little bit more spoilage along the way here. Right, and from these two ingredients, these machines should go, right? I'm just going to turn off bioflux to nutrients for now. No, that doesn't need power. That's right, that doesn't suck nutrients in. It's only the generation of bioflux that does. So let's just wait on that, and then we'll turn it on when it's ready. God. Biochamber cannot be fueled with spoilage. What? Why? What's it powered by then? Oh, it needs nutrients, right? How, though? How? Only modules cannot be fueled with spoilage. How does that work? So where do I get nutrients from? I thought I could get nutrients from spoilage. Oh, in a crafting machine. Whoa, that is so niche. Okay. We're figuring this out. We cracked the codes. Okay, give me some crafting tables. We just need a little bit of nutrient to get going. Nutrients from spoilage. Here we go. And here's some nutrient-free way to make... Okay, and then I just make one of them, even. And that's plenty. And then I can give the 2 nutrients here, and then I make nutrients. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. Yumako. Done. And here we go, jellies. Jelly, go. Yumako processes really fast. Okay, but there's no spoilage for that. What has to happen is that this machine needs its spoilage first. That's the T. There we go. There we go. It needs its spoilage first. There we go. Whoa, and then this thing. Yes. Yes. Okay, and also, store the bioflux. Store the bioflux. Store the bioflux. Fantastic. Okay, bioflux rots. Are you joking? Bioflux rots? Ugh, then don't store the bioflux. Let's get it moving. Bioflux into nutrients? You got it. Immediately. And then we have to feed these nutrients back. To these machines. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if we need a second machine here. Wait a minute, these become nutrients, but then they become spoiled nutrients, right? And then what's happening here? Bioflux, and then bioflux, oh gosh, I can see the problem here. And then it's all gonna rot on all of the belts, isn't it? Until I have a flow that then produces something from the bioflux. Oh my gosh, yeah, what is this? And it's very efficient what happened. I just put in 1 and 1. Right? It's already rotting. Let's go. God. Interesting. Interesting. And did we get some seeds out of that, please? Tell me yes. Yeah, 1 seed. 2 seeds. Good. It's multiplying. It is multiplying. Oh my god. And so if we just let it all rot, that's a ton of spoilage. And we need spoilage, right? That's not bad. It's just not very efficient. And so what else do we make with the nutrients then? This is an interesting idea, to filter nutrients around and then just pick off the bad ones. I love that. Yeah, what's the next step? What are we doing with this stuff, right? Now I've got nutrients, and I even have like a sustainable source of nutrients, theoretically. So do I just like start planting trees and growing? And getting that seed loop up? I think I do. But these belts were insufficient. I was thinking that jelly was a stable product, or that the Sumako mash was stable. It's not. You have to drain the waste off of these as well. I wonder if it's sufficient to drain waste off of the end of the belts, since age always goes this direction. Because this is going to look real easy. This is how I wanted spoilage to come out. This just has to be spoilage whitelisted. Okay. And then spoilage. There we go. Some kind of phone calls. I don't think so. Some kind of phone calls. And then you're back to your spoilage loop. Poof, and then there's more spoilage than there is nutrients. But do you break even on this? Probably not. I'm not sure. Not sure. I liked the way that this kind of naturally fell out. We just can process spoilage. Oh, this way. Yeah, we can just pull off all the spoilage off the end of this belt. Here we go, spoilage. We can use a blue arm for this as well. It doesn't really matter. And let's also filter this on spoilage. Bam. Okay, that keeps nutrients coming, and it flushes spoilage out. I think we're onto something here. And now I generate bioflux whenever these juices come through, right? Like it's pretty awesome actually. And as anticipated, you kind of do need a lot more biochambers to make sure that it keeps up with waste production. That might be the case. Yeah, this needs nutrients, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. And when it has nutrients, it lets you take the spoilage. Interesting. Bioflux lasts a long time, honey. An hour and 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. So I have like a lot of bioflux on me. No, I don't. I have exactly one. Interesting. So how do you know when to be generating the nutrients from bioflux? Oh, and look at these problems. Look, these nutrients are fresher. No. This isn't okay. If you're going to have nutrients from multiple sources, then you have to connect them into a giant loop and flush the bad ones. There we go. I think this is correct. There we go. Eventually these will be red belts. It matters because the faster the belts go, the less rot you have, technically. It's okay that these are slow for now. Okay, a few technical improvements here to make sure we had filtering on these belts. I think this is good as heck. And now we're in a position where we're actually using nutrients. So what are nutrients for? This was amazing. Obviously, we can automate the seed planting. Theoretically, we should be able to automate that now, right? We should be able to automate the seed planting and have unlimited spoilage, right? Just like unlimited spoilage. Does spoilage disappear? I don't think so. I think it's precious, but we manufacture it now. And you also get a huge surplus of bioflux in the process. So we can do this for free, right? We can do this for free. I just have to do it one at a time. One tree at a time, I think. We just have to get the brewery going one tree at a time. Because if I chop down all the trees at once, then that's just going to be... Well, no, that's fine. As long as you process the goods fast enough, then you get the seeds out. And the seeds come up more than halfway positive. Right? You produce more seeds than you actually consume in goods. I got 2 seeds out of 1 tree, for example, so that's a doubling. Hmm. I should be able to create a seed factory. That's what I'm thinking. I let a lot of Yumako rot there. I recognize. But that's going to happen when you start this up, because you're going to have to burn down a bunch of land to get started. Yeah, let's go grab some more Yumako. And generate this again, right? Like our net outcome is, well, normally it would be a ton of spoilage, but now it's like we burn all the spoilage into nutrients, right? We could use some green circuits to approach this differently. Because actually, at this point, we're not producing spoilage. We're producing seeds. Man, we are producing so many nutrients. And then it all eventually becomes spoilage. Yeah, interesting. Once you get bioflux going, you can turn off. Yeah, once you get bioflux going, you can turn off the biochamber. What can be said about this? If I'm generating... If this thing is producing nutrients, more than 5, then this thing should stop. Uh-oh. 3 entities destroyed. Yeah, they are destroying stuff. Managed. They're managed, though. Oh, are my robots just replacing the landmines over and over again? Actually. Yeah, you guys don't need to place landmines. That's both cruel and unusual. Yeah, I'd say get out of there. We're not in the business of blowing off insect legs here. If nutrients is less than 6, I think. Or what about less than 1? Does that work? Yeah, even less than 1 worked. And there obviously are 5 nutrients in here. Okay, and it used everything up there. But what if this were true? Yeah, what if I tucked in some nutrients here? Normally they'd be pulled out, but they're not in this case. Does this thing still grab rot off the track? Let's shove some rot into this and find out. Again, it's got 3 nutrients in there. Ah, that still works. If it's less than 1 nutrient. No, it didn't read it correctly, eh? It should be able to read hand contents, though. I agree with that. Let's link these two arms together. Read the contents of the inserter hand and send them to the circuit network. Oh yeah, sheesh. Oh, sheesh, I see. So wait, if I connect this to the circuit network. Oh, there we go. Read ingredients. Read recipe finished. Control signal. This is exactly what I was looking for. Nutrients. I think nutrients is what I wanted here. And then when... Ooh, sheesh. Nutrients into that. Yeah, and then when this hand notices that nutrients are less than 1, it will produce a nutrient. Okay, let's try that out. No, that didn't work either when it was less than 1. Oh, it's equal to 1. I see. No, but hold on a second. We should have only been pulling items in if nutrients was less than 1. Oh, I see. It outputs the given signal for 1 tick when the recipe completes. I see. Outputs the ingredients required for the currently configured recipe. Read contents. Reads the contents of the machine. Ingredients, products, trash slots, and more. There it is. Ingredients that are part of the craft and recipe. And the content and energy source. There it is. Control signal. 1. There we go. Okay, this should actually work. Let's try this one more time. Put a little bit of rod in here. Okay, and then we actually need to make some... Okay, it's not pulling because nutrients is not less than 1. Sure looks less than 1. Am I missing something here? Nutrients has to be less than 1 to turn on, and signals currently how is it reading 1 from this? Signals 1. Reads the contents of the inserter hand and sends them to the circuit network. Set the maximum stack size for the inserter based on the count of the selected network. Interesting. To turn this entity on only when the condition is true. Okay, if nutrients less than 1 doesn't work, then how about nutrients greater than 1? Nope. It thinks nutrients was equal to 1. Like, that does not check out. Nutrients is not equal to 1 on this machine. There are no nutrients anywhere near it. But as long as there's nutrients in the hand of this inserter, this thing should not produce nutrients. I just need some feedback loop where we stop wasting spoilage on nutrients and we start hoarding spoilage. Should be able to hoard spoilage. I mean, I could do it implicitly by the speed of the belts and the speed of the machines operating, but it seems a little shaky. Seems a little shaky. Yeah, and out of that whole process, what did we get? We just got like a couple seeds, right? And some spoilage. 1, 2, 3 seeds. And 4 pieces of spoilage. But it should have been a spoilage factory. I just ended up burning it all into nutrients that expired. Yeah, once Bioflux is manufacturing, that's when, yeah, I should just be siphoning spoilage off. And you don't need to turn spoilage into... Yeah, honestly, you don't need any spoilage at all once Bioflux is running, right? Okay, let's start hoarding spoilage. That's what I'm saying. And the seeds as well. We're gonna start a plantation here. And we've got Bioflux, right? So there's a ton of energy to process this stuff. What if we go up here and we just ask for like a single harvest moment? Okay, nice. And we'll get ourselves the agricultural tower. Good. Landfill, excellent. Excellent. The goodies. Okay, and here we go. Okay, I want to see a good one. Let's get a good tree. Let's get a jelly. Okay, that wasn't jelly trees. Okay, there's a lot of wood coming through here. We just gotta filter the wood off. It's important to filter wood off. You gotta filter the wood off. What can I say? There we go. Wood off. As far as I know, wood is the only thing we need to pull off this build. how long it takes to get goods back and forth. Holy crap. If this Yumako rots, not going to be surprised. Rots before it gets to the base. Okay, try that one more time, guys. So does it just do all the little silly things first? Okay, that's Yumako. That's big time Yumako. 40, 50. Okay, these outputs, they're important. Yeah, let's get the outputs. And then we'll get some jellies. Do the same thing. But now we'll be able to pull spoilage off in large number. Right, and I have lots of nutrients. I don't have to worry about this. Good. Whew, kind of complicated to run this. Yeah, kind of like a brewery, someone told me. Like you're running a brewery. Got to keep the cultures active. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, all the time. Is that spoilage there as well? Ah, fudge. I gotta pull spoilage off too. Ugh. How about some jelly nuts? Okay, that's a jelly nut. That's a jelly nut. Okay, let's pull spoilage off these belts too. That's wild. Wood and spoilage. Okay, otherwise we're looking good here. We got Yumako fruits coming in very, very fresh. That's not a big deal. Okay, and now jellies. No, it didn't filter everything off. Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay, good. More Bioflux is making. Excellent. Jelly and Yumako. What's really happening is that seeds are generating. Because we're always processing all of the stuff coming in. Yeah, we want to make sure all the jelly seeds get processed. Very fresh. Yumako's very fresh. Okay, looking great. Processing the spoilage. This is working. Okay, we maxed out on bioflux, though, didn't we? Yeah, okay. And that's okay. Like, we don't have to hoard the bioflux. It's just, you can. What's this for? Yeah, because we could hoard the bioflux at this point. Oh, we do need to continue to do that. Yeah. Yep. We're just not using these nutrients fast enough, yeah. I guess we have to vent bioflux then. It's okay. New tip, spoilables and research. Whoa, what's happening? Why did that happen? Spoilables and research. Agricultural science pack. Gives less value the more it's spoiled. Stop. Stop. What? So, what, I'm gonna ship these across space? I don't think so. I think we have to ship the rest of the potions back here. That's what's going to happen. We're going to ship potions to the new planet, and we're going to do agricultural science. Oh my gosh, yeah. We have so much nutrients, so much bioflux. Now it's just a question of what exactly are we building here. Some items are being damaged here on Novice. Yikes. How's beta platform coming along? How's alpha platform? Still chilling in Novice, totally tapped up, ready to go back. We don't really need all those red belts, that's the truth. Spoilage isn't that bad from the distance. It's okay. But I'm going to leave this platform here because it generates iron, right? It's just waiting in orbit, that's chill. Not quite all requests are satisfied, but it's chill. Wow, okay. That wraps up our Factory Friday for now. I think it's time for us to go back to our drawing board and figure out what to do with all of these delicious nutrients now that we've developed an infinite nutrient loop on the planet. And all of these extra things, they're just going to spoil away the way they should. And all of our jelly nuts got processed. That's what matters the most, so we got seeds. Uh-oh. We only got one jelly nut seed. Are you serious? You don't always get a jelly nut seed, I guess. Okay, but we got 5 Yumako seeds. What? Interesting. Maybe it's highly variable. Little concerning. Yeah, and I guess now we're just like looking for Yumako. We go break a Yumako. But I think that's going to be the end of our Factory Friday. We're going to come back and figure out what else to do with all of these delicious nutrients. And I'm pretty sure that's where our mining comes in. Apparently you can make really efficient oil products on this planet as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't think the tech tree is even that deep. Like, we're probably getting pretty close, aren't we? Barrel. Yumako tree, let's go. Bam. Cool. So if we just leave that thing planting and we run seeds back to it, then theoretically this machine can grow and run. I just don't know if we can sustain that or not. Okay, great. We are absolutely generating spoilage here. Beautiful. Excellent, excellent. So you can just let the extras rot, right? Once you get this machine started with a little bioflux, or with a little bit of spoilage, it turns into a spoilage generating machine. Oh, wait, no, we don't want to. We're not drawing spoilage back in, are we? Oh, I guess we are. We need to pull spoilage off, guys. Yeah, we need to pull spoilage off. Spoilage. Because we be warehousing. That's why. Oh, yeah, perfect. Nice, and so we end up with this pile of bioflux and spoilage for some reason. Bioflux. Nice. Okay, this machine processes incoming goods. It does a thing. Okay, here's all those Yumako fruits. And I guess the jelly is mostly spoiled on the belt then. And the mash spoils pretty quick, so we better get jellies up now. So I'm not sure if I'm ever going to feel comfortable just letting this thing go ham. Two jelly nuts. Yes, letting the magic happen here all the time. But just knowing we need to process this mash. Oh boy, it's going to go bad real quick. That's okay. These going bad is fine. That's actually great for us. And nutrient spoiling. We love nutrient spoiling. Ooh, spoilage. I mean, we could just let those miners completely go ham and see what comes out. I wouldn't hate that either. Let the agricultural towers, that is. Oh, and now there's no more nutrients, right, because I'm siphoning off bioflux. Complicated, yeah. Really strongly interdependent system. And this machine naturally regulates. If there's no space to put nutrients, it won't. That's good. There we go. Like it's just so hard to run this machine. There's so much logic. Super average 123, you are not good at the game. Yeah, me neither, I guess. Oh my gosh, everything is going to hell right now. This is total trash. I think I'm seeing some patterns emerge. Yeah? We see some patterns emerging, right? Like I see that, well, we're generating spoilage, and we're generating seeds. So it's like, whatever we're doing, I think it's free right now. Whoa, and look at all of the jelly seeds we have now. Okay, then we better get more Yumako, right? Maybe we just let him go, right? Let's just let him go ham. It's just, there's no seeds coming back, okay? There's no seeds coming back. I kind of want to slowly process one tree at a time, but that's also probably really foolish, right? Should we just let this go ham? Because imagine this, the whole belt is filled with the Yumako fruit. Imagine that. And then this belt is like prone to rotting itself. So that no matter what happens as you go down here, you have to flush off the rots. Or you process Yumako at the rate that they're coming in. Now my guess is that when we tear all these trees down initially, you get a huge, you get a glut of the materials. And then, over time, the trees actually grow very slowly. So it's more of a trickle of provision. Right? I don't want to just let these miners go ham. I'm going to try to collect extra spoilage from their efforts. But we could easily be starting up something more complex. The science packs in particular. Especially if they're not made from anything complicated, right? What's this? Agricultural science pack? It's bioflux and a pentapod egg? Oh my god, we have to manufacture pentapod eggs on a loop. Once we get a flow of continuous bioflux and spoilage, I'll be convinced that that's possible, right? One step at a time here. Let's just let these trees bust out. Yeah, I think we process a lot of bioflux in this matter. And is anybody rotting? Yeah, a ton of guys are rotting here. Or is it just not being rendered correctly? Oh no, it's just rendered darkly. Jelly cubes are still okay. Here comes Yumako fruit to match them. I wonder if the ratios are off. Like, yeah, do you need a lot more Yumako for the jelly? Okay, nice. Yep, processing these goods into bioflux. Do I know what to do when starting the space age? Oof. I have some idea because I've gone into the space age at this point. Depends what you mean exactly. Do you mean how to get into space, or what to do once you've got that space platform up there? All of it was not obvious. All of it was kind of complicated, to be transparent. I had a hard time. I'm in gleba now. Okay, nice. Uh-oh. There's a lot of jelly fruits coming off for not a lot of Yumako. Alright, let's just save our progress here, though. This is looking really good. Great job today, everybody. It was an amazing, amazing factorization. And we will be back again for more factories next Friday. Check me out on Tuesdays for my literature review, where we check out journals like Nature and Phys Review Letters. Check me out on Wednesdays, where I build software. Buildness Day. I'm building a cool stream companion, a stream overlay companion to help do cool stuff on our stream. But until next time, keep on struggling. Yeah, Super Average asking, yeah, how do you start the game? Oh boy, yep. How do you start the game? To get to the space age, you got to start by building that space starter kit. Build the space starter kit. It's deep. And honestly, ChatGPT might be one of the most helpful resources for navigating through the start of that game. But I will be here. I will be here continuing to develop resources and to launch rockets. And all the rest of you should continue in the same vein. Keep on struggling. And until the next time, keep it up. Bye-bye.